G'day, I'm Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, and a few days ago I visited a good friend of ours and fellow gardening YouTuber, Marty from Marty's Garden. Marty is a single dad living with his daughter and they've just moved in to a new home. I thought I'd pop in, say g'day and help him establish his brand new veggie garden. We got him some Birdie's raised garden beds and some gardening tools. So in this video I'm going to show you in real time how to site a new vegetable garden. Let's get into it. Okay, 3 hours later, we're at Marty's place. Hey Marty.
G'day mate. Good to see you.
How you going?
I'm okay, yeah. I'm just really excited about getting some garden beds up.
Well, let's come in a bit closer. This video is about siting, and this is a really great opportunity with Marty because he's siting his new veggie patch. He's invited me up. I couldn't be more excited to start a new garden, even if it's not mine. Let's just now have a look around and we'll just discuss it and see where we're going to put these 3 raised Birdie's garden beds. The front yard here, so we've got the road that comes across. You were thinking that it's nice and level.
Yeah.
It gets plenty of sun.
Yeah, it gets really good sun. Winter it's a little bit, yeah, it's not as great. It's a bit lower and these big trees at the front do block it a bit. So it's not perfectly ideal.
So just to orientate you, we've thrown you over there and this is practically most of the front yard that we're talking about. Just on a different angle so you can see it better. You might notice Marty's got some cameras set up. He's filming too, so make sure you check out his channel because he'll be uploading a video at the same time as me and you'll see a different video but on the same day. Hey?
Yeah, pretty much.
Why wouldn't you site it here? It gets a lot of sun. It's pretty open. It's nice and flat.
It's actually a really good spot, to be honest. It's easy to mow around, whippersnip, all that type of stuff. I think the only thing is that I am growing a lot of my food out the back.
Yep.
And if I sort of disorientate 2 spaces, so I work in zones.
Yes.
So I create a vegetable garden zone, herbs, zone 1, as a permaculture point of view, and then I have like my bush food thing running up and down the fence with natives and stuff like that. That's another zone. My nursery is another zone. So this probably needs to be somewhere maybe down in the future as I scale up. So I don't want to be doing too much and overextend myself.
So now let's go around the back and see where we could site it there.
Yeah. Also, you can film all in one spot too, and it just looks aesthetically better.
Oh yeah, for us YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, round the back.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're in the backyard. This is the permaculture area you're talking about?
Yeah. So I'm building out sort of natives and some fruit trees and different things here, some bush food, stuff like that. Get the insects and the bugs and the birds in here, bit of food, and really build it up so I don't have to use sprays and chemicals and things like that.
Yeah.
Go more natural.
Yeah, I like it because then that transfers over to the rest of your garden.
That's right.
Yeah, and it just introduces, well, it's a bit of a link from the farmland behind.
Correct.
And it brings them in and then those insects populate the rest or pollinate the rest of your garden.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty much it.
And in the middle, you've got some fruit trees.
Yeah, we've got a mandarin, there's a lime and a lemon there.
Okay. At the back, you've got your chickens.
Yeah, well they can be moved anywhere around the yard, they're portable.
Oh, okay. Oh, rightio.
Yeah, so wherever I want them to be, they can be there. And they got to move out of there soon, around the side.
And what you can't see on camera now is just about the back door.
These are a bale garden, they're made out of straw bales.
Yeah.
And they're basically, it's like an advanced version of building in a raised, not a raised bed, but they call it like lasagna beds, like the no-dig methods. Mm-hmm. And I just developed the system where you just keep putting more compost on top, let the roots going down, and as it drops down, it builds a soil profile, and you put the worms in and everything like that. So it builds a soil on top of somewhere where you've basically got really bad soils.
So you've got somewhere to grow in the meantime. At the same time, it's building up soil for when you want to plant later. And I believe you're going to put some
papayas in there eventually. Yeah, and this will become more of like a small fruit tree garden with some herbs and veggies.
And right out the back door. So you've got your permaculture sort of principle of herbs, something you're going to grab every day right out the back of your house, basically.
Yeah, quick and easy, efficient. It's like I just run out, even if it's raining, I can just grab a handful of herbs and I'm banging it out. Because my kitchen's right there.
Okay.
Like literally 30 seconds away.
Right. So we've got that. We've got a bit of a shaded area down the back,
Yeah.
which probably won't be appropriate for a raised garden bed because you really want a lot of sun, as much sun as possible. And you're not always going to get a perfect garden or a perfect orientation. So you're going to have to always compromise like we're going to do today. If you can get as much sun as possible, I'd say that's one of the most important principles. Would you agree?
Definitely, especially if you're going fruit. If you're going fruit, you need that 6 hours minimum.
Yeah.
And with La Nina now, you almost need like a few more hours because it's just you're getting so much shade and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I think if you're growing leafy greens, you could get away with a bit more shade if you're going to push sort of those and some leafy herbs and things.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
I want the best of both worlds, right? Bit of fruit, bit of everything,
Yeah.
flowering stuff. So anyway, I think sun's the best option for us.
All right, so that being said, where do we put these raised garden beds? We're not going to go out the front because you want them all grouped together for now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always build, like we said, out the front later. But
Yeah.
where do we think we're going to put them here? Do we put them back down the back fence line there near where the chickens are?
It's a great spot there. It's nice and level.
Yeah.
I could reach the hose down to there.
Yeah.
It does create a corner where you'd be able to create your own sort of mini ecosystem.
Yeah.
Has that advantage.
Yeah.
Because you've got the fence line and things keeping the wind and stuff out.
Yeah.
Still a bit far away from the house,
So,
like the back
okay.
kitchen.
Yeah.
And it still means I've got to create another zone. I think we could probably put something there because it still fits into that zone that I'm building. And if we actually, if I move out a little bit closer or a little bit further out,
Yeah.
it's still just extending onto that zone. And it keeps all my insects and the population of the microbes and that all close together, which I'm really into. So I think here's definitely an option.
So what are you saying? You're thinking maybe splitting those 3 beds up, just having maybe one in this space?
Yeah, I think that would be a
as
good
your
idea.
herb garden and small salads type stuff.
Yeah.
That you can grab quick. But all right, I like that. It's a good idea because
This is a really good winter spot because
Yeah.
the light comes back off the edge of the house.
Yeah.
It's blocked out from the south cold wind.
yeah,
And it really traps a lot of heat here for winter.
Yeah.
And it seems to be okay for the summer as well.
so it's not just convenient; it's actually a really good spot to grow.
Yeah.
For food.
Yeah.
Especially. That leaves us with then 2 more beds.
Yep.
Where are we going to whack them?
I think we've got a space here that's fairly flat near the fruit trees.
All right, so here's your fruit trees.
Yeah. I think this one's the lemon, so that's a dwarf lemon. There's a reason why that's the smallest one near the house.
Ah,
So I want it to sort of raise up and go up like that.
yeah. Okay, and 3 in a row, so say 2 beds here in front of them.
Yeah.
Fruit trees, how far away should we site the
Well, I think
beds?
it's going to come out about there because I do keep them pruned.
Yeah, you keep them small,
Yeah,
easy to manage.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
they won't go any bigger than 2 metres.
Yeah.
And then so we've got anywhere out from here, and I'll be mulching around them as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm these are obviously would be no problem. So I would say anywhere from sort of here out.
And we're facing, what's the orientation?
So we've got west that way,
Yeah.
east that way,
Yeah.
and that's north and that's south. It's perfect orientation for going what I believe to be east-west. And so we get a good, and in winter, you get like a sort of like a east-northwest sun
Yep.
coming straight in,
Yep.
which is really good for Australian East Coast stuff.
And why is sun orientation helpful? It doesn't have to always be the most important thing, but why?
Because if it's coming in from another direction and you've got a tree or something like that blocking out, like we've got the big palms at the back here,
Yep.
if that was on the other side, it would block out a couple of hours of light.
Yeah.
And so...
Like it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it is now on that side. The
Yeah.
sun's getting much higher because we're coming into summer.
Yeah.
But this spot here is pretty much open to the sun all year round.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it's a really great position. And I think if anyone is looking for a good position, they want to try and go for that 6 hours if you can get it. The
Yeah.
more the better. That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Rightio. So let's move in, I suppose. That is the siding side of things. Now we're actually going to go through and create the garden beds. Going to put them all together. It's going to take some time and a little bit of effort. But I tell you, Marty, I got a bit of a sore back.
Yeah, you mentioned, you've been going too hard, mate.
Yeah, moving furniture and stuff. I hope you look after me.
Yeah, I will. I'm little, but I'm tough.
No.
Well, I shouldn't say that, should I? They might go, no, he's not. If he's, I'm not going to say anymore. I look a bit pretty, maybe.
Yeah, so I've taken a few painkillers, so don't worry about me. We'll get into it. Rightio, let's get into it.
I didn't tell you, I actually took some tablets before myself.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, just for like an aspirin and like a thing to inflammation.
Yeah, well, you're younger than me, mate.
Yeah, no, I got a bad neck. We'll be right though.
Yeah, we'll be right. The old fellas will get into it. Well, as you can see, we've changed the configuration of the garden bed. We were going to go with that larger one we were talking about, but instead we're going to go with this longer one because it just suits the position better and the orientation of the kitchen garden here. Adapt and overcome. That's what you can do when you've got 6 in 1. You can just change it around, change it up to suit your garden.
It's got too much weight in the end. Because it's wet. Weighs a ton, this stuff, man. Oh, well, we tried.
Okay, Marty, are you happy with this?
Yeah, I am actually. I think we've got enough depth in there.
Yep.
And we've got enough material in there that's going to actually rot down into something that's going to be quite a good soil anyway.
Yep.
In time.
And you know it's going to sink down quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's just normal for these types of raised beds, especially if you put something that can break down really quickly like mulch or mulch or straw or other things that are in the base, wood chip for example. So you're going to get that sinkage, but then you just keep topping up and it's like a no dig bed.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to, I'll plan out mulch and obviously we'll maybe show some of that.
Yeah.
Plan out mulch and then I'll just keep top dressing with compost and worm castings.
So before the end of the video, we'll plant into this bed as well.
Yeah. Why not? I've got seedlings there.
And next, we're making the other 2 garden beds over here. The sun's going down. We've got 2 more garden beds to fill. We're not going to get this last one done, are we?
No.
So well, at least we've got them all made up and they're lined up. We're just going to have to fill this one and start planning out and this first one and your kitchen garden one.
Yeah, so I reckon if you lay the plants out.
Yeah.
And
all right, start laying the plants out so that we're not filming this still in the dark.
I think so.
Okay, all right. We are under the pump. It's like an episode of The Block. Only more exciting.
So, got some lettuce, 2 different types. Got some butternut squash.
Yum.
There's one of those like a mild chili, I think jalapeno.
Yep.
And then we've got some corn.
Okay. How are you going to plant the corn in one block?
It needs to be fairly close so it self-pollinate.
Yeah, so just a block at one end, that's what I'd do.
What would you recommend for how far I space these?
I reckon 25 to 30 centimetres.
Each one?
Yeah, so that's not that far.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
And use them just in one block
Okay.
so that they'll be able to pollinate easily. Okay, Marty, what do you think?
I don't know, I've got the right words for it. It's sort of overwhelming and awesome at the same time.
I am pleasantly surprised. I knew they'd be good, but I didn't realise that you'd have so much more growing space and that it'd match your yard so good.
The old house and the colorbond style, just the balance, it's really well balanced. So everything's going to link together.
Yes.
Which is exactly what I wanted, so I
Yeah.
can keep all the bugs, good bugs and everything in together and build worm farms in these situations.
Yeah, I
in these
noticed
beds
that.
as
That's
well.
going to be interesting. We left a space right there so you can put your worm farm in there and then that can feed that bed. Every time I go to someone else's garden, I learn a heap, and you've got such a passion for gardening. It just shines through.
Thanks, mate.
It's been a really fantastic day. I've had my son here, James, and I appreciate you doing the collaboration with me and inviting us down. What I want to do, just to finish off, is give you a gift.
Wow, really?
Well, Garden Tools Australia has given it to you. These here, there's a little bit of a story to it. These are probably the strongest garden tools in Australia.
Really?
If I open it up, let's get in a bit
and
closer.
Good Aussie product.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, look at that.
So
Yeah, that looks better than my kitchen utensils.
they come in a really cool pack. They come in a really
start
cool
cooking
pack.
with some of that stuff.
Well, they're basically indestructible, and they're forged in a factory in Sydney.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they feel good in the hand, don't they?
That's almost like a weapon. I'm not going to say anything else either.
Well,
That's-
I tried to get these back from Sydney, and they wouldn't let me carry them on the aircraft.
I'd believe that.
Yeah.
Wow, they feel like they last forever.
Yeah, and they found one of these by a metal detector in a lake down the south coast. It was a saltwater lake. They got the serial number off it, and they realised it was one of the first ones they made about 40 years ago, and it was still in working order.
I can't believe I haven't seen or heard of these before.
Well, they usually sell them to the councils and that around Australia, but now they're
Because of
selling
the
them.
longevity.
Yeah, and now they're selling them to the general public, or they're promoting them more. And speaking of promotions, if you wanted to buy them, they sell them internationally as well. Go to their website, links are below. Use SSM10 as a code and you'll get 10% off. So anyway, mate,
I'm throwing my old plastic crap out. It's going in the bin.
these will last forever. You can just leave them in the garden bed. You don't even have to put them away. And
If I lose them, I get the metal detector out.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not that I would.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's that. And anyway, seriously, thanks
thank you.
again for
Thank you
having
so
us,
much.
mate.
Great
It's been a
class.
really fantastic day. I've enjoyed myself, and you guys at home, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure you give us a big thumbs up and share the video around, of course, and subscribe to my channel and subscribe to Marty. Follow his journey. You know, he's got another garden bed to make up here. So subscribe to his channel, follow his journey, his self-sufficient journey, and his passion for gardening. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching.
Unreal, man.
Bye for now.
Appreciate you, bro.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Woo. How's this?
Yeah.
Like a
They're
dream,
good, mate, aren't
dream
they?
genie in the bottle.
Yeah. You'll get many years of use out of that.